hello, hello. Thank you for stopping by as I do this test here. Live stream test. Just be periodically stopping by throughout the time that I'm doing this test to speak a little, do some transplanting, check out how the streaming works, talk to you a little bit about things that are on my mind today. I've got Edgar the cat outside watching me from a distance. When he hears me speak, he wants to be with me. Perhaps it's comforting. Going to the other room now to check something, and I'll be right back. Thank you. day feels so quiet. I spent so much extra time in the half waking, half dreaming state this morning, entering into the day. And what I kept hearing myself repeating to myself as I was debating whether or not to start to get up yet or not, what I kept hearing myself say was, my comfort is my first priority. My comfort is my first priority. And so I listened to my body and I let myself stay in bed for quite a long time. I opened the curtains above my head so I could see the sun. I had not turned on any technological devices, and I just laid there in the peace and quiet and comfort for as long as my body wanted. There's a stillness and a peacefulness today that has a bit of a sorrow tinged to it as well. And I'd like to talk about that and where it's coming from. And so I appreciate you joining me here. It's beautiful to have your company while I transplant these plants and go through this sort of interesting, energetic day. This is a live stream, this is a test, and so thank you for your patience as I work through the format and how it is I'd like to work with this sort of video streaming with YouTube here and my videos. I'd like to keep it in line with what my intention is, what I want to bring, what I want to share, the reason why I want to be alive. It's to help, to soothe, to be a friend, to be a supportive, loving friend that will encourage you to stay innocent and to stay with your heart open and trusting that this world is a safe place to explore and to create. And when I talk about the world, I'm talking about the earth. And I think that that's an important distinction that we need to be making these days when we say living in this world. Do you mean living in this world in a society, or do you mean living on this planet? And each one of them has a different vibration to it when you say it. And I want us to become more familiar with talking about living on the planet, being alive on the earth, and feeling the love and the magic that comes from talking about it like that, and leaning more into that. So as I just play around and work on transplanting these beautiful vegetables into new vessels so that they can grow stronger roots before they go into the garden, as I slowly move around the house doing this and that, I'll be coming back here to do transplanting bit by bit. So I appreciate you joining me here. I truly do. I hope that I'm creating a relaxing environment. That is my intention. just a moment. And I thank you. I thank you for being here with me. Feel free to write anything in the chat box if you'd like to have a discussion or talk about anything. Beautiful. Okay, so here we are transplanting this gorgeous celery here. I have a ginger sitting in the water. As you can see the little sprout coming up there. And I'm just going to leave him here. And going to work with this celery, this gorgeous celery. So I want to talk about some feelings I'm having about what's going on in the weather report, the things that we pick up in the environment, in the air, and the energy, and the collective all around us. Every day seems to have a slightly different flavor, and I pick up on things because I'm a sensitive person. I am in tune with what I'm going through. I'm also in tune with what other people are going through and sort of the vibe in the air. So I enjoy sharing my perceptions and thoughts. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this, it's got some little roots here. Amazing. Just gonna snuggle it right in here. Oh my gosh, this is such a sweet moment. Thank you, baby celery. You are doing so well. May your roots grow thick and strong and keep you firmly planted on the earth as your leaves reach up toward the sky, toward the sun. Every day, may you feel the warmth on the faces of your leaves and reach up to that love, connected by love below, connected by love above. Beautiful, sweet, sweet celery. Keep it in its little home here. Oh my gosh, I could cry. So one of the messages that I want to talk about, this has a big hole at the bottom, so I'm just going to take one of these crystals and put it under the soil so that the water doesn't leak out so quickly when I'm pouring it, and it does hold some in there. The terracotta will also let it breathe if there's too much of a block by the crystal, but I don't think that there is. The second plant I want to plant is this little celery here. This one is a little more favored because it's the very first one started, and I've never had a regrow celery that has actually grown a long stalk, just leaves, and so I'm just really excited and feeling a lot of sweetness toward this first trial here. This one is gorgeous. It's also growing roots, and I'm just going to put it there in the soil. Thank you, baby celery. May you grow your roots strong and down into the soil that keeps you held and nurtured as your arms and hands and faces and leaves grow up, 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 up toward the sky. That's beautiful. So, like I was saying, in tune with the sensitivity of the way we're transplanting these celeries, I feel that it's incredibly important lately to honor your sensitivity and to hold your sensitivity and protect it like a child. And there may be times where you will be pulled, or there will be an attempt to pull you into a direction that knocks you off of that sweet, light, sensitive place that you feel so nourished from and comfortable and familiar with. All of the attempts from the moment you wake up all day long until you go to sleep again, all of the attempts to distract you or to take you away from that state of being I want to be one person giving permission to you to decline those invitations and to stay true to that sensitivity and to holding that feeling of sweetness and innocent and love within you. Holding it and protecting it and guarding it, your heart, your child. It's a wonderful time to take a break from being immersed in technology. And if you do find yourself needing the comfort of being with someone on the screen, connecting through the screen, I hope that it's a calm environment. Like this one we have here is a good example of a nourishing experience online, because we have the plants here, we have the gentle music, we have the soothing talking, and these are elements to be encouraged. We can slow down, can learn how to love ourselves. Continue to decline the invitations to be swayed away from this state of being. If you're talking with someone and they have a difficult time processing their experience, it's important to, of course, be there for your friends, but also hold steady, not to get swayed in to worry or fear or being triggered, to get depressed or emotional. If you're able to come back to a place of calm and faith and reassurance that you are in a good space, that things are beautiful, like I said, being alive on this planet, on the earth, and how beautiful and magical that is, to be able to create here, to be able to share here, to have your unique expression available through you, through who you are as a person. These are the things to focus on. Hi, baby celery. We are going to put you here, snuggled in here. And I hope that you grow your roots big and strong. And we'll place you with your family in the garden when everyone is strong enough. And I thank you for growing up here with us. And may you feel the love and the warmth of the sun every day. And feel nourished by this experience, growing and expressing yourself in this life. Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. I will be right back. Thank you so much for being here with us. back, and I hope you're doing well. And I'm about to fill up the water vessel to give these celeries a little drink as they have entered their new homes. And I am going to continue transplanting. I've got this beautiful vessel of soil here. I have these dried basil pods from a couple of years ago in the garden that I'm going to dislodge from the encasements and save parts of the seeds in some glass jars, and then put some seeds in the soil with water so that they may grow up and become basil. And I am just quickly going to the other room again, and I will be right back. And I would love to continue talking about holding this sensitive, beautiful, sweet state of being, holding it close to you and believing that it's possible to live like this if you do wish. I know that as a child, this is the sort of state of being that I felt most nourished by, and so it is what I refer back to if I feel like I'm forgetting. I just tap into this feeling, and then there's no time. Suddenly I am exactly who I was when I was a child, and what I'm doing is just reinforcing that state of being and making it stronger, giving it more nurturing and permission to exist in this world. And so I'd love to be one example of someone that's giving you permission to tap into that state of being wherever it was that you felt most at home. So I will be right back. Thank you very much for hanging out here with us, me and the little plants and the cats. Grab the water pitcher to fill it with water. Hi, kitties, come on in. Hi. Hi, babies. Hi. Hi, Mia. What's going on? Do you want to investigate? You want to investigate? Oh, it's okay, honey. All right, so I noticed that the pine tree is growing new little pine cones out there, and they're so sweet. And so I'm going to give the celeries a little drink of water in their new home. Let the soil settle around. Let the roots feel the new soil. So beautiful. So beautiful to take care of plants. This incredible feedback relationship. Nurturing plants so that they can grow and express themselves, providing them a healthy environment, encouraging them, paying attention to them. And it is unfortunate that we have to take life away from one thing to nourish our bodies, to continue our life. But we can make choices in that process to make it more of a gentle experience for your psyche, for the harmony of all. And so plants are a better example, a better way to be nourished by a part of a plant and let the rest of the plant grow and provide seeds. And by taking care of a plant and letting it grow enough to express itself fully, to provide seeds like these basil pods here. We grew the basil in the garden and let the leaves and plants grow tall enough so that now I can grow maybe 200 basil plants in its place. And like with a piece of fruit, anything with seeds in it you eat and are nourished by the pulp, the body of the fruit or vegetable. And then with the seeds are there to go in the ground after you're finished being nourished by the other part of the plant. And so that happens with plants. And so being nourished by plants is a better way of going through this system that we have here on this earth of needing to nourish our bodies, to grow, to feed ourselves. And in which manner do we do that? And try to do that with the most love and reciprocity as you can, to keep a balance, to give and receive, not only just to take and dishonor. So as I'm crumbling the basil pods here, I can smell the fragrance from the basil plant, which was in the garden 2 or 3 years ago, but I can smell the basil. All of these little black seeds here, I'm going to put into some soil, and it's going to be very, 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 very exciting to see the little sprouts grow up and get big enough to be transplanted into their own smaller homes until they become strong enough to then live in the garden. And so I believe I will put this lettuce, this gorgeous romaine lettuce, in this pot here, because I would like to give all of these plants soil, and so I'm putting them in the terracotta pots so it's easy to breathe as they grow stronger roots. And this one has a hole in it, and so I'm just going to put this little crystal at the bottom and put some dirt, some soil from the garden in here. So this is truly how I love to spend my time in the day, with music that's soft and sweet, with a slow-paced activity, connecting with nature, reinforcing my state of being as a loving creature here on this planet, doing my best to sustain harmony and love and innocence, and sharing from my heart and keeping my heart as open as I can, despite all of the invitations from society to be in a different state of being, one of more worry and concern. I truly would like to honor my heart and my innocence, the heart and the innocence, not just for me, but for everything, for everything, for everything, for that state of being, for that force, for that energetic force of innocence, of love, of light, of sweetness, of caring, of honoring, of ceremony, of sacred connection with yourself, your environment, the things that are important: harmony, love, support, encouragement, nourishing. I fight for that. I fight a loving war, and every day I wake up and I am reminded of my dedication to that. And I go through any interactions that I can with as much understanding and intention to love as I can. And I know that I'm not perfect, that very far from it. I know that my human, my ego, my personality self is still growing and meeting my higher self from across a room. And so until they meet completely, I know that there will still be some input from my personality self, and I am okay with that, and I forgive that process. I understand that process. I'm not going to beat myself up about it when I find myself wobbling or unable to communicate the way that I would truly like to, or feeling misunderstood or misinterpreted by someone, and how that hurts, because my intention is truly to love and to support, and to grow this, to cultivate this state of love and sweetness more and more and more into our realm that we're here now facing all sorts of tug of wars to go this way or that way, into this sort of state of being or that state of being. And so I would like to strengthen my pillar, the pillar that I stand for, of tenderness, of gentle communion with nature and with others and harmony. I would like to be one person among so many there are to strengthen this state so that it's easier for others to enter into it when they realize that perhaps the stress and the worry and the fear and the distrust just doesn't taste good anymore. And we have to believe that we are worth a beautiful experience here, to feel in love with the experience that we are having. That is an invitation, and that is possible. So I'm going to get a little container for these seeds to put the soil and then the basil seeds. And so I'll be right back. And I thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you're feeling relaxed. Please feel free to write something in the chat if you want to say hi. I would love to be with you. If you don't want to say hi, that's okay as well. Hi there, back now with the container for the basil seeds. I'm going to shut that door there. Hi there. So after I complete this last task here of placing the seeds in the soil, I'm going to turn off the stream, so that's going to be in about 10 minutes. And I really, really appreciate if you have been here relaxing with me, and I hope you found some comfort and some nourishment from this activity. I plan on sharing more activities in this sort of category of being calm, simple, caring. There are so many places to go in terms of states of being. You can travel to all the states. There are so many invitations. And so you can just turn on a program or a movie or the news or something, and immediately your self is sort of calibrated to meet what you're watching, to meet the vibration of what you're watching or listening or tuning into. And so it's an art to become aware of that, and to be able to not get swept away in those feelings or emotions that come up from the way perhaps the show or whatever is produced. You can, like I'm planting seeds, they can plant seeds within you. And if you're not aware, you may take on some of that after you're done watching. It may go into your subconscious and affect the way that you make decisions, or it may prompt you to be less trusting in the world. So it's a good practice to discern what is your natural state of being before you participate in something else, maybe more geared towards sensationalism or anything, like for me, for sure, a calm, relaxed, innocence, sweet, honoring sort of state of being is natural for me. And so if I'm in a conversation or watching something or listening to something and it doesn't match how I normally feel, I pay attention to that quickly. And I don't want to spend too much time there, so that I can continue to reinforce this way of being that I feel is so important. And so for the next couple of days, I'm choosing to remove myself more from, I would say, the societal world and the confusion that is there, and maybe the unprocessed trauma that seems to be popping up so easily right now. I really would like to reinforce my connection to this state of being that I had as a child, and that I'm nurturing and cultivating to feel safe enough to enter into this time and space now. And it's a state of wonder. It's a state of love, of unconditional love, of reverence, of respect, of kindness, of gentleness, of creativity. With plants, nature, sweet, loving interactions. That is my focus. And so, as I'm finished here with the basil seeds and all of the celery and lettuce have a new home, I thank you so much for joining me here. I hope this has helped in some way, or you found it beneficial. Please feel free to join me the next time Oh, Mia, yes, come here. Not sure when I'm going to do another stream. Hi, baby, come here. Come here. But you may get a notification if you subscribe, and it will most likely be doing something like this with plants, or working on a painting commission that I have to work on. I will be setting up a space to do that where I'm comfortable. Going back to that mantra as I was waking up this morning, our comfort is our first priority. And so we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And Mia, why don't you turn around and show them your beautiful face? Yeah, pretty girl. How are you, honey? How are you, honey? Yeah. Sweet girl. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I love you. Shall we go? And say goodbye. Shall we go? Say thank you. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.